Hello everyone. Today's topic for lecture is phase space. In this lecture, we shall see what is phase space and what is its importance in statistical mechanics. Apart, how the phase space is analogous to microstates that we have seen in ensemble theory. So, in the next slide, we shall see what is the prerequisite in order to continue this lecture of phase space. So the prerequisite here is microstates and quantum mechanics. We have seen microstates in previous lectures, how different microstates contribute to same macrostates, and how with time space, when this for a given macrostates, when the configuration change with for a given constraint, the new macrostate is generated. Apart, the essential part of this lecture will be that we must be aware with a little part of quantum mechanics as well, an intro part of quantum mechanics. In quantum mechanics, which is generally applicable for macroscopic particles. So basically, for a gas that is consist of a large number of atoms or molecules, the atoms within the gas or molecules within the gas, they are moving chaotically. They have random motion. We can even have several examples like Brownian motion. So that means that atoms present within the gas, they not remain in silent state, but they move themselves. During this position of movement, they have their different position as well as different momentum. What means that in order to define some constraint that is imposed on that particular collection of atoms like energy, we need, apart from the position coordinate, we need momentum part as well, because momentum also contributes to that. So this is all that apart from position part, we are equally focusing on momentum part as well. So just like in configuration space or position space, where x, y, and z plays important or crucial role, in phase space, momentum as well plays the same important role. It means momentum and position have to put on equal footing. So, what is the need of phase space? In order to give the basic definition of phase space is important when we have to play with a large number of particles, because this large number of particles will have different momentum, different position, and as a whole we will assemble all those particles in a one particles with all the information of momentum and position. And when this momentum and position will become important, then that case phase space will play a crucial role. The momentum of a particle is specified by three components, as I told you in earlier slide, and that is the momentum space. It means for a particles there will be a px, py, pz coordinate, as there's a x, y, z coordinate for position. So it means that the combination of position and momentum space is known phase space, and this play a very important role. Again, I am saying, to determining the evolution of a system having large number of particles, large number of atoms, large number of molecules, like Avogadro's number, which is 6 into 10 to the power 23 particles. If we shall play with this number, then it will be very tedious to trace each and every particles, and the things become easy when we collect all this large number of particles into quant particles, having all the information of those different large number of particles. So what the basic definition of phase space is that A phase space is a mathematical tool that allows us to grasp important aspects of complicated system. When we say complicated system, it means a system composed of large number of atoms and molecules. These atoms could behave quantum mechanically. This collection of atoms could behave quantum mechanically. It could be classical mechanically. But that is another part of the story. But okay, the large number of particles, the phase space play a very important role. In phase space, every point represents one specific configuration of a given system. It means that every point in the phase space will represent one microstates. So it is what we have seen that the microstate never remain constant for a, but it could change to another microstate, providing the constant is maintaining there. So one microstate can switch to another to another one, and so on. So that is what we can exactly say that in phase space, if there's a point, this point, at the later time, there could be this point, this will be another microstate, and so on. So it is a time evolution of your system that it will go from one microstate to another microstate. Similarly, the time evolution of in the phase space can be done by tracing the trajectory that your phase point is moving. The third point is that the state of a system is recorded in a phase space point through all the location and the momenta the object in the system have at a given point in time. It means in this case both position as well as momenta play vital. They are equal footing. Again, I am saying they are equal footing. You cannot prefer that this one is preferable or this one is preferable. Both are equally preferable. And the time evolution of system can then be represented as a path in phase space. It means the time evolution of system can only be done if we are able to trace the path, and that path will of course be the different phase point at different interval of times. If the time is continuous, okay, it will have some trajectory, and that will be in the phase space. In classical mechanics, if a particle is moving in a one dimension, then the equation of motion for this particle will be governed by Hamiltonian's equation of motion. It is not by Lagrangian equation of motion or Lagrangian formulation, but it's a Hamiltonian equation of motion. Why not Lagrangian? Why Hamiltonian? It is all another part of the story for classical mechanics. In classical mechanics, we shall see in our course subject that why Hamiltonian formulation is better than Lagrangian formulation. So okay. So by the way, let us see. Let us start with Hamiltonian equation of motion. So Hamiltonian equation of motion is actually been shown in here in your slide. It is q dot I, that is a generalized moment, generalized position coordinate, and it is differential of Hamiltonian. Basically, Hamiltonian is energy. You can say as well. Hamiltonian describes energy. It will comprised of or composed of potential as well as kinetic part. So it is the differentiation of H, partial differentiation of H with respect to generalized momentum. And similarly, the rate of change of momentum is defined by minus del H by del Qi, which is the generalized momentum. So it is all we have seen in our classical mechanics, and this is all. This is how in phase space a particle, if it is moving in one dimension, its trajectory will be defined or its evolution will be defined. Let us see. Here is your phase space. Here it is shown here. One is the momentum. This momentum will have several component PS, Py, Pz for one particle, then PS, Py, Z for another particle, so on. So it will have a lot of. If there is n particles, then we have for that 3n momentum. Similarly, for coordinates, generalized coordinate, we are having 3n generalized coordinate component. So what here is this? If it's a particle, or you say it's a points here. So what will be the definition of this point? How small would this point be? If it is representing a microstates, so this here is a point showing. I can also put a point which will be very much smaller than this point. So what will be the basic definition of this point? Or since I am saying that this point, a point is representing a microstate, so how small the point could be? So in order to do that, what we can do, we can subdivide this space in a rectangular region which is done here. It is subdivided. See, so there will be in this component, P component, there is a small momentum, and in this component there is a small generalized coordinate. So it's all very subdivided, very small boxes there. So how small this box could be? If it is, then what we see that we subdivide our region of phase space region in a rectangular manner, then this rectangular box will be further subdivided. Ultimately, the division will come so small that we are entering in quantum region, where Heisenberg uncertainty comes, because you are precising your momentum as well as position, and that is very small. So now the quantum mechanics will come. We are entering the quantum region. We are entering through a window that is now opening in the quantum region. And here Heisenberg uncertainty says that the precision of momentum and position cannot be judged more precisely than h naught, and that it is shown here. It is convenient to subdivide the ranges of Q and P into small rectangles of size del Q cross del P. We can think of this 2D space as divided into cells of equal area. That is del Q cross del P is to H2. Means this H node is a very small. It is the minimum area that your point particle could have. Or you can subdivide the phase space. You cannot further subdivide your phase space smaller than this one. Where H naught is a small constant with unit of angular movement. We can call these cells as phase cells. The particle state is specified by stating which cell in the phase space the QP of the particle is in. So your microstate will be defined that in which phase cells your particles, or your particles is also a microstate here. Okay, so in which cells you are in, that is a different microstates. So here the previous lecture is that we can use Heisenberg uncertainty principle to determine the constant T. According to Heisenberg uncertainty principle, it is impossible to simultaneously specify a particle's position and momentum to great accuracy than h cut, or we say that h by 4 pi. So the minimum value of h naught is h by 4 pi. And this is all what we have seen there. We were dividing our phase space in very small cells. Okay, we divided it, but ultimately the division comes so small that we interest in the quantum region, because I am again saying that the position was very small, because you are precising the changing position. At the same time, you are precising your momentum, and in that case, your Heisenberg uncertainty principles come in play and say that no, you cannot further go beside this small area having magnitude of h naught. Below this you cannot go. Okay, above that it is possible, but below it you cannot further subdivide this phase space. So when a single particle moving in 3 dimension, this particle will have 3 component of position and 3 component of momentum. So the time evolution of position and momentum can be visualized by plotting position momentum in 6-dimensional phase space. It's a very hypothetical space. You cannot visualize of 6 dimension. You cannot further extend our thinking beyond 3 dimension. But it's all the your mind game that how could you visualize it. So it's a 6-dimensional phase space for 1 particles. 3 for position and 3 for momentum. Meaning of a point in phase space understood based on uncertainty principle that we have seen previously. From this, divide a phase space into small division cells with side dq x, dqy, dqz, dqy, and dqz. So the volume of the phase space ultimately will be given by this multiplication of generalized coordinate, generalized momentum for different component x, y, z, and subsequently applying uncertainty principle for all the individual component of position and momentum, the individual product of individual position and momentum component along x, y, and z respectively. What we are finding that the small phase volume will be HQ, and it will be for one particle in phase space. For a one particle in phase space, the phase volume would be HQ. And of course, this particle is moving in 3 dimensions here. So this particle will have 6 dimensions for momentum as well as for position. So a point in phase space is considered to be the cell whose minimum volumes of water HQ. It is for one particle volume. But what would be the case the particle if we are having n particle, capital N? Then it will be H3 capital N. So it is higher order mathematics, higher order physics. One can find out all this formula. Apart, the fifth point is a particle can be understood as being located in such a cell centered at some location instead of being precisely at a point. So we cannot exactly say that within the cell the point is located in one position, but there is some uncertainty, and that we have seen due to Heisenberg uncertainty and due to quantum regime, and the precise position that we are imparting to the particles as well as precise momentum. So there will be a cell, and within that cell your particle will be present. So there is some uncertainty always hidden there. So okay, so this is for today's lecture, and in this lecture I think that you people get benefited from this lecture, and thanks. And in the next slide there is some reference from which I collect this information. And okay, one more thing, and that I have discussed in the previous slide, that n particle system. So the total degree of freedom is 3n, and applying momentum on equal footing, we have 6 n-dimensional phase space, and so the volume would be H3n. Okay, H3n, and the smallest volume of phase space for 3n dimensional system, 3n particle system. So basically here are some references which is listed here, and I have taken basically from its all the information I am putting here is also been taken from R.K. Patarjee. And the next of the slide is also good. Hope that you people will find it informative. Thanks.